When you're entering the housing market, sometimes it can be scary. And one of the biggest reasons is because even if you have a timeline that you hope to get in a house by and have a goal that you're trying to hit, it doesn't always work out on the timeline you're working with. So you don't really know when that new house is coming or how to plan for it. So it can be daunting to even start. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the key success that you need to have in this market to actually get a house, get an offer accepted, and get yourself moved in. Whenever your timeline is, this is going to be the key to doing that. Hi, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Moynihan. I'm a local real estate agent and investor based out of Keene, New Hampshire. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the area, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to talk with you about your real estate goals. Or if you want to book a consultation down below, there's a link to a free 30-minute consultation that you can just book on my calendar. We'll hop on a Zoom call and talk about how I can help and see what the best route for you and your real estate goals are. So without further ado, let's get into the key of success in this pretty busy New Hampshire real estate market. All right, so I'm not going to hold you until the last minute to tell you what the key to success is. I'm just going to put it out there and then spend it explaining why it's so important. So the key to success in this real estate market, because it is pretty busy still, is persistence. Now, what do I exactly mean by having persistence in the real estate market? What I mean by it is buying a house is a big decision, like a life-changing decision, as a matter of fact. So when you decide to buy a house, and once you make that decision, you have to be committed and take your search seriously to actually have success and land you that house that you want. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is do your own research before doing anything really. And the first thing you should be researching is pre-approval and finding yourself a great local real estate agent, someone that you will actually like, enjoy talking with, enjoy seeing a few times a week, maybe a few times a day when you're going out and looking at these homes. And when I'm saying go out and do your research, I don't just mean go ask who you know about a realtor and they're like, oh, my sister actually just got her license a few months ago, she can help. You want someone that you like, but also is very competent in the market, has the stats to back it up, and can actually show you, hey, I know how to get these offers accepted, even in this competitive market. You don't want just some random person that maybe does it as a side job or is a relative of yours that just started out. You want someone that actually knows what they're doing. Now, once you have yourself a great agent, this is where the search really begins and you actually start looking at homes. And it's not this simple process where I feel like everyone nowadays gets their dopamine fix right away. It's like going on Amazon and hitting a buy now button. That's not what the housing market is. You're gonna have to go out, look at a bunch of homes, find the ones you actually like, probably figure out a lot of things you don't like and things you're not gonna have in a house. And then you're actually gonna be like putting in offers and trying to get these houses. And remember, it's not like a buy now situation. Just because you make an offer does not mean you're going to get that house, even if you are absolutely falling in love with it. So this is where that persistence comes into play, because it's easy to go look at houses. It's easy to dream about all these easily bought houses. Ooh, I saw this house for $300,000. That would be perfect. But in the back of your mind, or your agent's like, well, just an FYI, this house is going to go for at least $320. They just have it listed a little bit low. And then you're like, So you really have to figure out the persistence in this. Or if you put in an offer, you thought you put your best foot forward and then you get smoked and beat out and you're like, That's where persistence really comes into play. And I've been thinking about this a ton lately in my own business, because I'm like, how are some of my buyers that I'm working with are getting homes under contract and closing within 6 weeks, 2 months of us initially meeting, versus other buyers that I have that have been looking for 6 months or a year or even longer than that? What's the difference, and why are some having more luck than others is how you would view it. And it's not luck, it's that they're very persistent. They made the decision, they want to buy a house, they're going to go get themselves a house, and I'm doing my job to help them out with that. But these buyers are ones that are like so intertwined with the market already, because they've made the decision they're going to get a house. So all they're seeing is what's happening in the housing market. They're paying attention to it. Half the time they're beating me to sending me listings that they want to go view instead of me sending them the listing. Even if it just came on that day, they're like, can we go see this today? So they're on top of their game because they know they have to be on top of their game to win in this market. It's still very competitive. Now, depending on what listing it is, everyone's a little bit case by case. Price points are a little bit different. But in this market, it helps to be one of the first showings. Get in there as soon as possible so you don't miss out, because sometimes they have an open house scheduled. Guess what? That open house can get canceled if they're still showing it before the open house. Now, another thing I noticed in these buyers is, again, their persistency. They put in offers. They look at a bunch of houses and they're doing it regularly. They see a new listing come up, they go take a look at it, they go make an offer, and then they don't get distraught when they lose out on an offer. They understand the market. They understand that not every house is just as easy as writing up an offer and getting it, especially if it's like, whoa, this seems like a smoking deal. I would love this house for that price. It's probably going to go over than that, because everyone else is thinking the same thing. Holy crap, this is a good price. So you're really having to understand how persistent it is. And another thing I've noticed in these buyers is they listen to what I say. So after we see a few houses and we make an offer, maybe they got beat out. I go up to them because I'm a very straightforward agent, I should say, and I just say, hey, look, we got beat out on X. This is what we need to improve next time so we don't get beat out on X. Then maybe we get beat out on Y, and then we're like, uh-oh, okay, so we nailed down X, let's figure out Y. And they actually listen to my feedback that I'm giving them. Where now the buyers that have been looking for 6 months, a year, longer than that, what's up with them? Are they just unlucky? No, it's honestly, they're not as bought into buying a house as other people. They want to buy a house, but they're not in a rush to buy a house. They just want to buy a house. So they see houses when one really, really intrigues them, they want to go see it. And then maybe they want to think about it for a week, and by the time they thought about it, well, guess what? Offers were due 4 days ago. That house isn't on the market anymore. And then they're like, oh, I really love that house. And then you don't hear from them for another 2 months until they find another house they really, really love. And then that one didn't really work either. So they're just way more on the emotional roller coaster. They're not persistently looking at houses every week, looking at the new ones right when they come up. They're just kind of, if it comes up, it comes up. And that's a tough situation in this market because it's not that simple. You have to be on top of your game. And of course, your real estate agent's the one that should be on top of their game. But what I'm saying is, like, the buyers that are different are the ones that are really like driven. They made the decision to buy. They're going to buy. The other ones are like, I want to buy it, and I'm here to help both of them. But that's why some buyers take forever to find a house. Other buyers can take a week and they got a house under contract. So before I wrap up this video, I just want to clarify. I'm not saying to settle on houses you don't want. I'm not saying just put in random offers on houses that you kind of like just to get the offer process out of the way. No, make offers on the ones you want and the ones that make sense, but be active in the market. Look at the market every day. Understand, hey, this one just got listed. It just is under contract 3 days later. Okay, so in that price point, they're going pretty quickly. Well, that's the price point I'm looking at, so I must have to go quickly. Understand the market, and of course your real estate agent's there to teach you about it and do all that stuff. But the buyer is the one that ultimately has to make a decision. I'm buying a house. I'm serious about this. Let's get a house. So I hope that kind of explained some of the behind the scenes in real estate and why some people can get a house really quickly in this market and others are complaining about how hard it is to even see a house in this market. So if you enjoyed this video, learned something a little bit new, maybe have a new outlook on home search, please hit that like and subscribe button. And again, if you want to speak with me directly, I have a link down below for a consultation. You can book a free 30 minutes on my calendar. We'll jump on a Zoom call, talk about your real estate goals, see if I can help you or at least point you in the right direction. So I hope this video added some value, and I will catch you guys next week with another one.